Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining if you're new here. My name is Sarah and I make a video about once a week about makeup, beauty, skincare, all of that, and focusing mostly on consumption habits. So I like to do project pans, shopping my stash, using what I have, and then if I do buy new makeup, I try to put a lot of thought into it. So you're never gonna see like major hauls on my channel or anything like that. But I do like to buy a few new makeup products here and there, especially as the seasons change. So I might have something coming soon about some summer products that I have been trying out and loving. So stay tuned for that. So make sure you subscribe. So today's video is going to be kind of about that. I feel like my last couple of videos have been pretty heavily makeup focused. So I wanted to kind of hone in on those other beauty products that I have in my household. So like shower products, body care, skincare, that kind of thing. And I also am not sure, we're in the process of potentially trying to sell our current condo and move, but the market is slow right now, so we don't know if that's actually going to be happening or not. But regardless, we've already started kind of, cleaning out. We had to stage our home. We're keeping it very minimal for showings and things. So it really made me get into those cabinets and start looking at what we have, because when you start thinking about potentially having to pack up everything in your house and move it, you kind of look at things different. You're like, do I really want to pack that up and move it with me? Or would I rather just have less to worry about when that time comes, if it comes? So that's kind of what I did. I went under my sink in my like extra skincare and like body care drawer that I have, pulled out some things. So I kind of want to start a like summertime non-makeup project pan. So I just pulled a couple of random items that I was like, these have either been sitting in the drawer for a very long time, or they're things that I just want to use up and move out. And I just want it to be for the summertime. So June has just begun. So I'm going to do June, July, August. That's pretty much the bulk of summer. So I think I'm going to do like a halfway check-in. So like halfway through July, I'll do an update on the progress of these items, and then we'll finish it out in August. So I'm kind of giving myself that 3-month span to kind of get through a lot of these products and see where we're at, and kind of force me to get back into a better routine with like moisturizing and using different things. And like I said, just focusing on using what I already have and have spent money on. So if you want to see what those items are, then just keep watching. So I'm gonna kind of try and go in order of like how I would use the products. So I'll do like shower, and then like after shower, and then maybe like extra. So the first things that I have pulled out from under my cabinet to try and use up in the next 3 months is a shampoo and conditioner set from the Native line. They do hair care and body care as well, not just deodorants. And these are the Sweet Peach and Nectar scents. I actually got these from my coworker. She had bought these and didn't like them for her hair type, so she gave them to me. And it's hard to tell because I can't see through the bottles, but they feel pretty heavy. So I think there's still like, at least in the shampoo, I feel like there's like 3/4 of it left, and then the conditioner maybe a little bit less than that. So I know 3 months maybe seems like plenty of time to get through a shampoo and conditioner. These are quite large bottles to me, and I typically only wash my hair maybe 2 or 3 times a week now. I've been trying to kind of cut back on that, not just for saving product, but also just the health of my scalp and my hair. I had read that it's actually not great for the skin on your scalp to be shampooing it and washing it every single day. So I've tried to cut back on that. Of course, I really can't go less than 2 or 3 times a week, because then it just starts getting greasy, and then I'm using a ton of dry shampoo, and I don't really like that concept either. So it does take me quite a while to get through shampoo and conditioner, but we are going to start with those. Then also in the shower or the bath, something that I need to be better about anyway is doing some Epsom salt soaks, especially for my feet. I'm a pretty active runner. I run 4-ish times a week, about 4 to 6 miles every time, somewhere in there, sometimes a little longer. So soaking my feet and making sure I'm taking care of them and the skin on my feet is really important, but something that is a struggle and is not always on my mind to do because I'm tired and then I don't want to do it. But I do have these Dr. Teal's bath bombs, and is there 4 in here or 5? I think there's 4. And these are soothing lavender. And even though they're bath bombs, I don't really take baths. I was like, I could just throw one of these in and use it as my foot soak. So I'm thinking if I can kind of make myself do this once every 2-ish weeks, I can definitely get through these in that 3-month time, but it just needs to be on the front of my mind to do it. I also do have a big bag of actual Epsom salt that I use occasionally, but I wanted to kind of get through these since these are bath bombs and it's just, they're taking up room. And so it's just, I'm gonna try and use these out. And plus there's something different than what I normally use. So it might be fun to kind of switch it up and treat myself. So that's the second thing that we're gonna try and work through. So then after the shower, moisturizing is super important to me, especially if I have shaved. It's a little harder to remember to do in the summertime because my skin is just not as dry as it is in the fall and winter. That's when it's like really noticeable to me. Once we get into spring and summer, I'm feeling a little moisturized and hydrated during the day, but I still want to remember to moisturize and do my lotion. So we have this giant bottle of the Cetaphil moisturizing lotion. This came in a 2-pack from Costco, which we bought quite a while ago, and we are almost done with the other bottle. There's like very little amount left, but I want to focus on using this up as soon as possible. Not just because I want to use it up and get it out. I do love this lotion and I will always have a big bottle of lotion, but I just want it to be on the front of my mind to continue to moisturize in the months that aren't as dry. So I think that will be possible, especially since my husband will also be using this. We can do this together and use the same bottle. So this is 20 fluid ounces, by the way, which is quite large for a bottle of lotion. But I do really like the Cetaphil one. I also, in the past, we've had like CeraVe and the, oh, now I can't think of it. What's it? Gold Bond. We've had that one before too, and like Vaseline. So honestly, we just buy whatever giant bottles are at Costco at the time. So this is what we have now. So that is something that I want to be on the forefront of my mind for these months of summer. And then 2 other like random moisturizing products I have. I bought these like a year ago and then I never finished them. And they're both from this Maylis brand, which is supposed to be all about like firming creams. And I honestly don't really know if it's true or if they even work, but I bought them and I want to use them. And this is the time of year to do it when we're wearing shorts and bathing suits and all of that. So the first is this Be Tight mask. And I have had this a couple of times before, and I've used, you know, a chunk of it already. I'd say there's about half in here still. And I just want to be better about remembering to use this when I get out of the shower. It says that you're supposed to massage it on until it's fully absorbed, wash your hands after using. And then something to note about this one in particular is after you rub it in, you might get like a heat feeling or like a warming sensation, like almost like a burning. That sounds really bad. It's not like full on burning, but like it definitely like there's a temperature change and that's normal. It's just not supposed to be like too much, but it says the heat may be felt for up to 2 hours. I've never had it go for 2 hours. It always goes for like 15 or 20 minutes. So I don't know if that means that it's working or what, I don't know. But I just want to try to remember to use this. And I use this on like my hip and like, I mean, it says that it can be like for your butt, basically. I don't put it in my butt. I do like my hip and like thigh area to just kind of maybe help smooth that out and tighten it. Again, I've never really seen like solid results from this, but since I already have it, I might as well use it. And then similarly is the Be Foxy. This is the inner thigh firming cream. So this goes in between your legs on your upper part. And so I think, again, I don't really have issues with that area. And I also haven't really seen a difference using this, but I just feel like maybe if I'm consistent in using these up in the next 3 months, maybe I will notice something if I'm being more consistent. I don't know. But I also wonder if this might help people if they have like chafing in that area or if your thighs rub together when you walk. I do not have that issue, thank goodness. but maybe that would help somebody with that. I don't know. And again, these, this one is so hard. There's no way for me to see like where I'm at, but it still feels kind of heavy. Maybe it's like, I can't, well, I guess I could unscrew it. Let's see if I can see. Ooh. Anything in there. Okay, I would say there's maybe like a third of that left. So really not that much. So I don't know, we can always see how we do on that. I think for both of these, a little goes a long way. Like I'm not doing like a full big like scoop. I'm doing like a little bit and rubbing it in, maybe like a quarter or two per side, if that makes sense. And this, I just do like 3 pumps. I don't know if it even says. It just says spread a thin layer onto the skin on your inner thigh, let set, and do not rub it in. Interesting. I mean, I have been doing that. I've not been rubbing it in, but it is just like an interesting concept. So that's the next kind of moisturizing body care things that I want to focus on using. So now let's go to the face. And I have a pretty standard skincare routine, so I have no issues there with using up those kinds of products. But I do have some of these eye masks from the Stella or the Grace and Stella brand. And if you saw my video a couple weeks ago, this was on my list of things that I was going to stop buying in 2025. I'm really wanting to focus on not getting single-use items anymore. But I did buy these quite a while ago to try out, and they are nice and fun for like a girls' night or whatever. But I have 1, 2, 3, I have 6 left. So I definitely think it's possible to use 6 in the next 3 months. So that I just also needs to be on the front of my mind. These kind of get put in a drawer and shoved to the back. So that's why I don't think to pull them out all the time, but I'm going to kind of take one mask out a week, I think, and put it in with my regular skincare that I use every day and night. So then I will remember to pull it out once a week and use it. And then I have a face mask. This is a vitamin C clay mask, and it's vitamin C is supposed to help with like scarring if you have any of that, which I have quite a bit of acne scarring on my face. It's just a yellow clay mask. You can put it on with like a little brush. And I was doing pretty good with this for a while, and then I just kind of stopped. I don't know why. I was just feeling lazy, I guess. So I want to get back into that. And again, having this be maybe like a weekly thing, like a Sunday, like maybe that would be a good time to do the eye mask and this, like a little Sunday self-care or something. So I just want to focus on that. And it's a lot in here. It's 5.29 ounces. That's a random number. But I don't tend to use a ton of this every time. But I think if I just focus on it and put it in my routine again, it's not going to hurt. It's only going to help, I think. I never have experienced any breakouts or anything with this. So, I mean, if it helps with brightening and maybe fading some of those acne marks on my face, then that's a win. So I think that, oh, I have one more. So I have this body spray, like a body mist. And it is from the Makeup Revolution line. And this was when Love Island came out with like their collab. And this was like a while ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. But I bought this. I've only used it a handful of times. It's up here, but it is summertime. The scent is going on a date. That's helpful. Let's see if it tells you any sort of scent notes. It does not. But it's just a body mist. I don't think it's particularly strong of a scent. No one's ever, like my husband has always been like, it smells fine. So I don't think it's going to offend anybody, but summertime is definitely a time to be using something like this, Love Island body scent. I probably wouldn't wear it on like a work day per se, but like weekends, going out. So I just want to make more of an effort to use this as my body spray for those kind of special events and outings. So that is it. So we have a total of 1, 2, well, the shampoo and conditioner I'm going to count as 1. So shampoo and conditioner, bath bombs, the Cetaphil moisturizer, the Maylis, the Be Tight, the Maylis thigh cream, the eye patches, the skin brightening mask, and the body spray. So we have 8 things that we're going to be working on that are body care related for summer. It makes me excited to kind of have these things to look forward to, something to kind of change up my routine, make summer special. So yeah, we are just gonna track that as much as we can, use up as much as we can. Like I said, I will do a check-in / update like mid-July to show the progress on this, so that then maybe by the end of August we will have maybe finished everything, and that would be exciting. So, because that would be quite a number of things, like bigger bottles of things and stuff, that if we do end up moving, I wouldn't have to be packing up and moving. So that would be ideal. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. That really helps me out and I would appreciate it. Leave a comment below if there are any summertime body care products that you are excited to try or that you swear by. I would love to know what those are. I'm always looking for new products to try, especially body care. So that would be very interesting to see what you all recommend or what you all are using. And then subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're updated of all of my upcoming videos. And I will see you all next week. Bye.